Howdy, friend. Welcome to Homegrown. I'm your host, R.P. Smith. This morning, I'd like to share a poem from my friend Yvonne Hollenbeck up Clearfield, South Dakota way. This poem is from her Prairie Patchwork CD, and I'll let Yvonne handle the introduction.
No one will ever forget the events of September 11th, 2001. And less than 3 months later, on December 7th, we commemorated the 60th anniversary of the tragedy at Pearl Harbor. You know, over the years, a lot of people have given their lives because of us and for us. And the most important death on our behalf was over 2,000 years ago. It's the real reason we celebrate Christmas. I was thinking about all of this when I wrote the following poem. It's called The Christmas Quilt. The first time that I saw it, I was probably 5 years old. In fact, I don't remember it, but that's what I've been told. My grandma started piecing it sometime before I was born, but she'd always get it out to show us all on Christmas morn. You might call it a tradition, just within our family, because each year she'd take it from the trunk for all of us to see. She'd tell about each little star that centered every block, how she sewed them all together to form the pretty top. She told us that the first star was made one winter night while thinking about her sailor son. Her heart was filled with fright. It was late on Christmas Eve, and she was lonely as could be, 'cause he was halfway around the world on a ship out on a sea. And then thoughts came of another boy who was born that very night, and pointing to his birthplace was a great star shining bright. He was born there in a stable to save us all from sin. She prayed he'd bless her sailor son and please watch over him. Then she took a scrap of fabric from her boy's favorite shirt. She cut a star-shaped pattern, and then she went to work. She made the first of many blocks that very Christmas Eve. It gave her peace to sew the stars from scraps of memories, like scraps from Mama's dresses and some from Grandpa's clothes. There were several made of feed sacks she'd been saving, I suppose. A little blue-checked star was from a tiny baby dress. It died so many years ago, but her favorite, I would guess. When she got the blocks completed, she had made just 48, the same as those upon the flag of our United States. The hours she spent a-stitching it helped pass the time alone while waiting for her sailor son to make it safely home. She put a label on the back and packed the quilt away. She'd give it to her fine young lad when he returned someday. The label read, "This quilt was made for Christmas 41. 'Twas made with love to let you know I'm proud you are my son." And then came the awful message. Her son would not come back. His ship was in the harbor when the Japanese attacked. The quilt was left in her old trunk, along with several more, a folded flag, a purple heart, and clippings of the war. It was exactly 10 years later, Christmas morning 51, the first time that she showed us all this quilt she'd made her son. And she told a little story about each and every block. She had a lot of memories sewn in every piece of cloth. Now many years have come and gone, and Grandma's with her son, my granddad and her baby. Her life on earth is done. But every year at Christmas that quilt is 'neath our tree, a reminder of the sacrifices made for you and me. And I think of that first Christmas and the humble manger scene, and just like her precious sailor boy, Christ died to set us free. Forgetting the true meaning of the season brings me guilt, but then I am reminded when I see her Christmas quilt.
Thanks, Yvonne, for sharing your thoughts with us this morning, and thank you for riding along on Homegrown.